Hello and welcome to another episode of 3 on 3 Hoops Pod, the voice of 3 on 3 basketball and part of the 3 on 3 Hoops Nation. I'm Kevin Roberts and I'm joined by the one and only Coach Jay out in the West Coast. What's going on, Coach?
Man, happy to be back. West Coast is the best coast.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Hey, it's snowing and it's like a cold front in like 75% of the country. We don't get that out here.
we
So,
don't get it. We're reaching 80 degrees today.
but we
82.
so for everybody back east and the Midwest, I'm sorry. Stay safe, stay warm.
We already lost some listeners. Let's talk about
But out here, hey, I have a nice, cool hoodie on, my Heritage Academy hoodie. We had a basketball game last night.
yeah.
It's hoodie weather. We can go outside
Hoodie
though, but
weather. Nobody wants to
stay
hear
safe
that.
out there.
Talk about Arizona. Well, welcome to season 3 of 3 on 3 Hoops Pod. And if you see behind me, I'm recording from the new 3 on 3 Hoops Pod studios that I set up here at my place. And so
I gotta get there.
so we're going to so this episode is going to be more of an update on Coach Jay's 3 on 3 program as well as my 3 on 3 program, which is out here in Tampa. And we are starting back up in a new season, and we both have new things going on with our program. So we have updates that we're going to talk about. And Coach Jay, I'll start with you. What's going on with Score Hoops 3 on 3?
Oh, I was gonna start with you. You
Oh,
already had start. You already had. It sounded like you were about to get right into it.
oh no,
I
well,
was interested to. I was interested to hear what's going on in Tampa. 3-on-3 live. What you got going on,
we
new
can
coach?
start with me. I don't mind that. So 3 on 3 live. So 3 on 3 live. We took some time off, much needed time off last year. So we're starting back up strong this year. And we have partnered with a local church here in Tampa. Actually, so I moved from Tampa to San Antonio, Florida. So that's one.
Boom.
It's San Antonio, Florida, which is
Is that
about
that's still Tampa Bay
kind of
area, right?
ish. It's about 40 minutes from Tampa, but it's a small town.
Oh,
But so it's not too far. I'll still claim Tampa. So it's a Tampa Bay area, part of the Tampa Bay area. But
okay.
we partnered up with a local church here, ZFA, and we're starting a homeschool 3x3 play lab. And basically that's going to be a skills clinic combined with some 3x3 play, and where kids can learn the 3x3 format and develop their skills through play and fun and just all the things we love about 3-on-3 basketball. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a new thing that we're focusing on homeschool students, because it'll be throughout the day. It's a 1 day a week 4-hour session that kids will get to go to and just play 3x3 hoops, man. I continue to believe the 3x3 format is going to continue to grow, coming up in the Olympics in Los Angeles, your neck of the woods. And so,
Hometown, baby.
that format's going to continue to grow. It's already popular worldwide. So I still keep up with it from time to time. And yeah, so I'm always excited to bring 3x3, to the Tampa area. And, that's what we're going to be focusing on. So
What
that's,
made you decide to go this direction?
as far as you talking about as far as 3x3 goes, or are you talking about our
Well, I
homeschool?
mean, like as far as focusing on the homeschool and what made you come up with the idea of the 3x3 lab, so to speak.
Yeah, so the homeschool thing, that's just a whole new. We started homeschooling our son, and so this is a whole new world that's kind of been opened up in my eyes. And once kids are done with their work, the parents are looking for something for their kids to do during the day, and so that's
They
what.
need some activity.
Yeah, some activity. So that's what I'm going to provide. We did get approved for the Step Up Scholarship, so
Nice.
parents can use that scholarship to pay for these sessions, or for anything that we put out there for 3-on-3 live. And so that was huge. But yeah, just something for parents to have their kids get active, so they're not on their games all day, and
Yeah.
just play some basketball, try to improve their skills. And a lot of this is also, some kids want to be introduced to basketball. Some parents want to introduce basketball to their kids, so that's what we'll provide for the younger ones also. So
Do you know how the program's gonna run? I mean, do you have like a curriculum set up, or
yeah,
is that
so
like still in process?
I do actually. Let me pull it up here. So It'll be a 1 day a week. We're aiming towards Thursday every Thursday right now, and it'll be from 10 to 2. Right now, we're targeting middle school students, grades 5 through 8. And a typical day would look like at from like 10 to 10:20. We're going to do some free shooting, and that'll be time for the kids to connect with the coaches and connect with each other. And from 10:20 to 10:40, we'll have like a lot of movement games, some 3-on-3 warm up drills, and just to warm up some of the warm up drills that you have posted on 3-on-3 Hoops Nation actually. And then we're gonna have we'll have 30 minutes to an hour of just small teams rotating matchups of 3-on-3 reps, 3-on-3 games, and then we're gonna have lunch break. We have a little lunch break for 20 minutes, and then from 12 to 1:30, we'll go back into drills, 3-on-3 games, and some challenges, and then the last
Mhm.
30 minutes we'll finish up with some fun and encouragement. So it's gonna be set up like a basketball camp almost,
It
and we're
says what,
gonna
4 hours a day?
4 hours. It's gonna be 4 hours. It's gonna be 1 day a week, and each session is gonna be 4 hours. So we got a
Nice,
lot
nice,
packed in there.
nice,
So it's
nice.
just something fun, something different.
You
I
got
like the
you got extra coaches or what?
Um, right now it's just me. So we're
Okay.
in the process of putting this together. But once we get rolling, I'm sure we'll get some volunteers in there to help. So this is basically just to, get the kids active and basically introduce them to this format of basketball that's, I said it's popular worldwide. It's not necessarily popular here in the States. So
Right.
it's just something just to introduce them, to this format of basketball, and something that I think is fun and fast paced. We got I don't know if you can see behind me the 3x3 basketball that we'll be using, the official basketball of 3x3, and we're going to play the Olympic rules. So we got two baskets to work with. So
Nice.
shout out to ZFH Church for allowing us to use their facility. So
That's a good hookup. When you presented the idea, like how did that how did this partnership come about?
So the partnership
Walk us
actually
through it.
came. So we actually partnered with the Remnant Youth Leadership Academy, which is basically a homeschool hub that my wife and I are putting together, and that'll be a hub for homeschooled students, basically providing a curriculum for 1 day a week. And
Mhm.
3-on-3 Live is part of that curriculum as the PE portion. This is something separate from the homeschool labs that I'm offering on Thursday. So for the actual homeschool hub, we are basically the PE of the curriculum. So, we're doing it. We're holding that homeschool hub at the church,
Mhm.
and I approached them about doing these basically skills clinics as a part of a separate offering or whatever. And so, yeah, they're letting us use that on another day. So, yeah, I'm really excited about the partnership, and excited about just offering something for the kids
Yeah.
consistently every week. So,
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how it materializes and
yeah.
how many kids and parents adopt this program.
Yeah, and like I said, the homeschool life is something that I'm getting accustomed to, personally, because our son is being homeschooled. So
Yep,
and I didn't realize how many kids are being homeschooled. So and I see all these, us now, our sons in homeschool. You see all these programs popping up, like they have taekwondo for homeschoolers. They have
yep,
cooking classes for homeschoolers. So stuff outside of their schooling that
yep,
parents are looking for. So why not offer 3-on-3? So
yep.
that's basically what we're doing. So like I said, getting that scholarship, the scholarship approval was huge. Because parents can play for the program with the scholarship,
Yeah, scholarship. Yeah.
and just like I said, just be introduced to basketball. So the whole part of 3-on-3 Live is just to use basketball as a way for kids to fall in love with basketball. So
Mhm.
we use 3-on-3 to develop kids. We use 3-on-3 to introduce kids to basketball, and something that I wish I would have had. That was always my favorite part of basketball camps. So we just basically turned what I loved about basketball camps into the whole basketball camp. So we're just
Yeah.
doing nothing but 3-on-3. So that's basically what we aim to do with this program.
Yeah, man. You mentioned you didn't know it was that many homeschool kids. I remember about 10 years ago, I actually worked for a company back in California, they work with homeschool kids, and it
Yeah.
was to, the kids, because they have to meet a PE requirement
Yeah.
pretty much. And I'm not gonna name the company or whatever, but yeah, like once a week, we would go to like a park. I mean, I assume they had like partnerships with like public parks like throughout the city or
Yeah.
whatever. It was in Culver City, California, and we would meet up at the park, and we would run games with the kids, and it would be like 20 kids out there. It would rotate like
Yeah.
every 4 weeks though. Like we did like all sports, like soccer,
Yeah.
t-ball, et cetera, et cetera. So it, like, the program, the way they operated it, like the sports revolved every 4 weeks. And I'm guessing like the parents will like sign up for like the 4 week chunk,
Yeah.
because like when we had soccer, we had a ton of kids, and then like it'll drop off a little bit when we had like different sports that maybe kids or parents weren't interested in. But yeah, I had become familiarized with the homeschool
I mean,
ecosystem back then. Like it's a whole different, like
it's
you'd
a
be
whole world,
surprised
man.
like how many low key industries like
Yeah.
exist out there that you never knew, and they're pretty big.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I mean, just parents are just looking for something to put their kids in,
Yeah.
and I do think a lot of parents are also just losing trust in the school system, unfortunately. So, they just decide to homeschool their kids, but we just try and provide them, something to put them in, because homeschooling, when you're homeschooling your kid, you're taking what, 2 to 3 hours to do the work that you need to do, and that's way less than the amount of time that you spend in actual when you go to school. So
Yeah.
the parents need something else to fill the rest of their rest of their day up, besides video games and house chores, or just
Snacking.
yeah, snacking basically.
Right.
But yeah, something I'm really excited, and having these homeschool labs are just a start. I'm also going to put it together. We'll have a homeschool league going on eventually. So it's just another, basically just another target market that we're adding to. We're still going to do our regular leagues, our regular clinics for middle school. Well,
You
so
still thinking about doing tournaments?
yeah, we're still doing well. Yeah, we're still going to work on a tournament, but that'll be more towards the winter time.
Yeah.
So the tournaments will usually happen during high school basketball
Okay.
season, just
Yeah, I'm
because,
thinking about doing less tournaments. I think we only did like one tournament last year.
yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking like one or two tournaments a year is
yeah,
good. Because if you're doing like skills clinics, I
yeah,
don't know, every week or
yeah.
every weekend or whatever, it's a lot of basketball. But the league is definitely the main focus.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I have the most fun with the leagues. I mean, the kids
Uh,
love the league. So I mean, I'm still gonna have my regular leagues. The time will just be a little different, but I'm just trying to gather more kids. Especially during the summer. When the summertime comes, we'll have our leagues pop back up. Tournaments for me, um, it's just been it's just
Hit
been a little bit
miss.
more challenging,
Yeah.
for tournaments, just maybe because of the time of year I tried to put it together. So, we're still working out, what's the best time to run a tournament. I think wintertime for us is easy because parents don't want to commit to, a
A
long
season.
league, a season,
Yeah.
because, I got Thanksgiving break and Christmas break coming up. So, I find, like, if you're going to run a tournament, right before those breaks, that's probably
Yeah,
the best.
right before the November, December. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
did our Halloween tournament. Our Halloween tournament was pretty big. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
nice. So I
yes.
feel like, yeah,
Or maybe do,
spring.
like,
Spring is a good time too.
yeah, spring break, like right before spring break or something like that, or
Yeah,
right before they get back in school. So yeah.
and then also that's where, as you know, that's where we had the most success with our leagues. Like
Mhm.
all of our leagues has been in spring. I think I
So
tried to do
same
a fall
here.
league once
Yeah.
or twice, and it kind of fell through. I still am a believer in the fall league. I still think we can get one off. Um, it just hasn't materialized yet, but
So
eventually I think it will.
one thing I really want to do is, and I want to do a league just for kids who got cut from their teams. And this will
So
be,
I'm
yeah.
glad you mentioned that. So when we get to me, but yeah, go ahead.
And so one thing, so I did this the first year, where I basically, it wasn't a league just for them. I was basically inviting kids. who got cut. And I went to a few, and I knew coaches around town. I went to a couple of their practices, their tryouts, and the last day of the trials, I asked the coach if I could come out there and talk to the kids, and invite them, not knowing the result of the cut, and I just basically offered, hey, I got this league coming up. If you didn't make the team, if you don't see your name on the list tomorrow, you do have somewhere else to play, and that's how I kind of framed it. But I do want to have a league just dedicated, for kids who got cut, or didn't want to try out, or couldn't be on the team for whatever reason. So we can start up when the high school season starts, but it would be just for kids who
Those
aren't
kids.
able to be on a team for whatever reason, price or timing or whatever it is. Not
Yeah.
just because they didn't, not just because they lacked the skill, but there might be other reasons why they couldn't be on the team. So I do want to have a league just for them, also, just as another option. So um, and we're gonna really try to build off. What I'm excited about the most, I think this is the first time that that we can um offer something consistently throughout during the day, and because I haven't had that, it's always had to be something after school or in the summertime or on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Something in the middle of the week on a weekday is different for me. So I'm excited about it now that I have the time to do it. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, it's actually what we're gonna be doing, as a matter of fact, with our partnership with Mesa Public Schools in the
all right,
springtime.
yeah.
So
So let's get into the score hoops round three
yeah, so
update.
that's a perfect yes, that's a perfect segue. So that's part of our plan in the spring, because out here, and I'm starting to see, like, around the country, like, middle school basketball starts at different times, but here in the spring it starts end of February, March or whatever.
Yeah,
And kind of just like you said, like when we sat down with our connection with the school district, that was an idea that we presented to them. And it's funny because we were on the same page without even ever talking about it. So we had presented the idea, and then he mentioned, like, oh, it was something he was thinking about as well. And it's just like you said, like, the middle school kids that don't actually make their school team,
yeah,
we can just filter them down into a 3v3 league. So that's actually something that we have scheduled and plan to do starting in March. So I feel like that's a great opportunity, for you too.
yeah,
Just because those kids, and I'm finding out, like, a lot of these elementary school, not elementary, but some of them they're considered elementary though. They have like one team. I remember, like, back in the day when we played like middle school, we had like an A team and a B team. So, like, there were at least two teams, right?
no, I think it's for the
So,
bigger schools, but
oh yeah, maybe
my
that.
school is
But
small. Yeah,
I mean, but I don't know. If, like, some of these schools have like 400 kids, I feel like that's pretty big for a middle
yeah,
school,
well,
right?
yeah,
But anyway, um, a lot of the schools have one team. So if you have 10, 12 spots, 15 spots max for a team, I imagine, like, at tryouts, you get like up to 30 kids, 35 kids. So that's 15 to 20 kids that are just getting cut, that had the aspiration to play basketball during the spring. And now, if you can't play on your school team, hey, we got this 3-on-3 league that we're
yeah,
gonna do, during the week, whatever, during the same time as that league's going on, as your school league's going
yeah,
on. So the kids still get the feel of being a part of a basketball team during basketball season. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then next week we're starting still with Mesa. So we're starting a round of skills clinics. So we're gonna do 6 weeks worth of skills clinics leading up to the 3v3 league in the spring. So
So
we,
who are the skills clinic? Who are those aimed for? And what are you
those
trying
middle
to
school,
accomplish here?
those that Mesa school district. So Mesa school district is the biggest school district in Phoenix, Arizona, or in Arizona. So we're just trying to penetrate that market, because that's where a large population of kids are. The opportunity is large there. Population's big. Sports are big in Arizona, period, in Phoenix Metro for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good opportunity to get something new in there. We did a round in the what is this winter. We did a round of after school programs with a couple of schools. So we actually got a couple of those kids to filter into the skills clinic. So we
Okay,
want to hopefully get them to filter into the leagues. So we're just building
nice.
another pipeline, another funnel of kids and parents and families, and trying to get them, filtered into the league through our after school programs, into our clinics, into our leagues, and then just into the entire ecosystem in
So what is
total.
I mean, what is a typical day for the skills clinic? What does that typically look like?
It varies, but as far as like a templated answer, we get in there, we do our dynamic stuff to warm up. We work on skills, obviously dribbling, passing, shooting, rebounding, and then of course we end it out with the small sided games.
Okay.
Um, the 3-on-3. We'll go over like basic concepts in basketball, like how to set a screen, how to
Yeah.
box out, how to have proper shooting form. So we take the
What about
time to
the
do that.
tween cross behind the back?
You gotta go to your specialized trainer for that.
To YouTube trainers.
I don't mind, and that's
Yeah,
funny that you say that because um I love trainers, right? I had a
yeah,
personal training business for years before I moved out here.
yeah.
So I don't hate trainers. My thing is two things. One, if you're a kid and you go to a trainer and the trainer is teaching you something, the trainer themselves needs to be able to know how to do that move that they're trying to that they're showing you to do, right? So
Yeah,
that's one.
yeah.
And
Not
then
just
the
pick it up
second
from a
part of it
YouTube video, yeah.
is yeah, and then the second part of it is how are they gonna apply this to a game? Like in what situation are they gonna use this? Right?
So, I don't necessarily mind, like, some of the stuff that I see, and I've seen some crazy stuff, like, I joke about it all the time with the
Yeah.
dribbling moves. My issue is that a lot of times this is being introduced to kids way too young,
Yeah.
and they learn all these moves without any foundation for the fundamentals. So when you learn
Like basic
fundamentals,
movement is the very fundamental ground level. So all
yeah,
parents out there with kids, the first thing you should do is work on your kid having basic movement and coordination.
yeah, and
Like
like, well, when you're
that's the
learning,
starting
so
level.
when you're learning fundamentals, you're learning, you're also learning what the main goal is with this move, with crossover, change of direction. Like you're learning what the purpose is of each move and why you're doing it, instead of just doing something that looks cool, basically.
Yeah.
And a lot of times kids will do something because it looks good without understanding what is the main goal. So I'll
The
have an
application.
example.
How
So
do you
like,
apply this?
yeah,
That's my
so we'll just take
that's my thing that
something.
I always talk to kids about. Like, okay, you can do whatever you want, right? Like
Yeah,
whatever move, I'm fine with it. But how are you gonna apply it and when are you gonna apply it? And then when you
or
apply
why
it,
you're
yeah,
applying
why?
it.
Yeah, why? Like why? Like
So
why?
can I
Like for instance, I got a guy on my team. Like, why do you always double pump when you go up to shoot the ball? Like,
why
what
do
is the
you what
purpose
say
of
that
that?
again?
Why do you always go up and double pump when you shoot
Oh,
your jumper? Like when
yeah.
you get to the top and you just double clutching and then shoot. Like, bro,
What
you don't even have a hand in your face.
I got another one. How about, and I know you've seen this before too, because it's something that drives me crazy. And a lot of it has to do with what kids see on TV or what they pick up from their training. So just take something as simple as if you're coming down the court and you go right to left crossover, right? And you already beat that person because your crossover is good. You have a really nice crossover and you already got the guy beat. You'll pull it back to cross back to the right, hesitate so the defense recovers and then cross them up
Yeah.
again, have them beat again, then come back the other way and you do extra like you had them beat the first
Yeah.
time.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
once
saying?
you beat go, like you
That's
beat
the
him already.
point.
Go
Like, you
ahead.
know what I'm saying? That's the point of
Right.
the crossover to,
Right.
beat your man. You don't have to pull back and do all this extra stuff. And I mean, I get it. Kids want to, embarrass other kids or whatever.
I don't. I thought the game was about getting buckets. Go get
But
the
yeah,
bucket. Go
so
score the basketball.
but learning the fundamentals, like you understand the purpose. Like the purpose is to get by the guy. I got the guy beat. I got him on my back hip. So like, why make the extra move back just to get him better? Like you already reached your goal with that. So something
Yeah.
that annoys me a little bit. But yeah, so that to talk about more about your program, that's good that you guys are leaning into the skills clinic and that how long have you been doing this now with the skills clinic?
I mean, we've been having skills clinics ever since the inception of the program, but
Yeah,
as far as a
so it's been
partnership
a
with
staple
like
of your program.
yeah, it's been a staple. Yeah, we
Mhm.
started the the program started with skills clinics just so
Okay,
we can get
nice.
familiarized with families and adopt
Mhm.
kids into the program.
That may have been my
Um,
mistake. I should have done something like that,
yeah,
before I
yeah.
jumped right into doing leagues.
Yeah, it's a well, part of it was too. Remember, I just had moved to Arizona,
Oh,
so I
that's
didn't
right.
even know anybody.
Yeah,
So that was
yeah,
kind of like the common sense move to me. Like, all right, let's start simple. Um, and then like I said, I came over. I had my training business out in California, so I already the foundations of running a sports program I already had. I just had to do it in a different place. And then the goal was always to try to partner up with school districts. Um, Luckily Mesa, like I said, they're the biggest one. Luckily we got real fortunate to partner with them. I just feel like our contact person there with the school district, he has a lot of he shares a lot of the same values and he's into like youth sports and athletics. So we really
nice.
kind of lucked out with this partnership. So I feel like this is the start of something that we can grow into. Once we successfully execute the skill, we already did an after school program. So once we successfully execute the skills clinic portion, and then the icing on the cake would be to execute successfully the 3-on-3 league that I talked about in the spring for the kids that get filtered out of the school teams.
Yeah,
Once we get all those three nailed down, it'll be a use case for me to take to all these other school districts and be like, hey, you need to adopt this program because we were successful over here, and
yeah.
these are uh the points of success and how these will help build up your particular school district. And like you mentioned earlier, a lot of these school districts around the country, like families and parents are losing faith in them. So
Yeah.
you need to have some latchkey programs that kids look forward to, and it boosts their morale.
Well, that's good, man. So I'm glad to hear Score Hoops 3-on-3 still moving strong out there in Arizona and still growing. So that's the goal for both of us to continue to grow our programs and make them nationally known.
That's
I'd
a
like to
that's
see a
that's
Score
a for
Hoops 3 on
sure.
3 in Tampa. I'd love to see 3-on-3 live out there in the West Coast. So
That's
um,
that's the goal. That's the
yeah,
goal.
so we
That's the
can
goal.
actually compete again. No, we can
We
join
have a we can
forces.
have a tournament. We can do like
Collab, yeah.
like what WWF Raw versus SmackDown. We can do
Yeah,
WWF Raw
let's
versus
do it.
SmackDown.
Let's make that a
We can
goal. We'll have that.
yeah we can
We'll
have
have
we
that
can
a
have
goal.
your
I'll cover the East
teams.
Coast. You cover
Yeah,
the West Coast.
we can
Yeah,
have your teams play my teams. Like, oh
let's
yeah,
do it.
we
Let's
got the
do it.
score hoops team. We're gonna come
I
and play
like
at
that
your gym.
idea.
You come play at our gym. And
I
then we
love
can
that
have like
idea.
a WrestleMania type event, like, oh yeah, or not like, or like a Survivor Series. I don't know if you
No,
was a big
you
wrestling fan
actually
like back in
that's
the day.
actually an awesome idea. I think we should aim for that one summer, man. And
Yeah, do like a Survivor
we can
Series like they
rotate
used to
locations,
have.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be dope.
that's a
That'd
great
be dope.
idea.
That'd be something to put on the vision board in years to come, bro.
Hey, yeah, definitely. That's actually something I wanted to do this year was make a vision board for 3-on-3 live. So I'm actually glad you said that. So remind
Yeah.
me that I wanted to do that at one point. So
I don't have a vision board. I just got a whole gang of notes that I write down on, on paper.
all right, Coach. Since you, Coach Jay, heading up the 3-on-3 Hoops Nation, you got any updates on I guess on 3-on-3 Hoops Nation and as a whole, and maybe just
Uh, we're
oh
almost up to 400 members, so go to 3on3hoopsnation.com.
yeah,
Subscribe to the newsletter. There's a ton of value in the newsletter. It's free.
Yep.
There's a ton of value for coaches, parents.
What
You can
type?
get
What
things
other?
out of here too.
What type of stuff are you covering in the newsletter?
The last week we talked about how to do practice in an hour. One thing that I'm
Nice.
seeing a lot online now, I'm seeing that, like I mentioned earlier, around the country, I see in various regions that middle school basketball season is starting. And there's a lot of people like on Facebook and like different groups like on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. They're asking about what to do in practice, what can I do with my girls, et cetera, et cetera. So the last piece I put out was how to, if you only have 60 minutes, because that's a problem too. Gym time is scarce. Some programs only have an hour, so don't fret. There's a lot you can achieve in an hour. And the last thing that I wrote about last week was how to achieve certain goals within an hour's worth of practice. And then there's time. We're up to like uh edition 29, so there's tons of resources there. A lot of them come back here to our podcast. We have other resources in there, practice plans. So there's tons of things there for coaches, and like I said, parents. You can find some value in there too, for your kids. Um, we're trying to grow it. We're trying to grow the community. So
Man,
share, the people that do subscribe, share with your coaching friends, share
man,
with your parent friends
400
that are in.
members.
Yeah,
We're
we're getting
almost at
close, man.
400 members. That's
We're
crazy,
getting
man.
close. Yeah, man, we're
Yeah.
getting real close, man. So and then also don't be afraid to once you join, don't be afraid to leave feedback.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm encouraging. Obviously I have a good time and I have fun putting the pieces together, but I want to hear feedback. I'm not
Yeah. We,
out, I'm not a genius. I don't know everything. So if there's things out there that people are doing differently that you guys see that work, shoot me a note. Also, we're looking for people to feature. If you run your own program and you run 3-on-3 in your program, or even if you don't run 3-on-3 in your program, if you have certain drills that you do that you've seen success with your team,
or
shoot me
that
a
you
note.
haven't seen, or you can bring up drills that you haven't seen success with. You want to talk about those or stuff that don't work, and
Yeah, shoot a
wonder
note.
if
We
it's
like to
just
feature
you or
you.
some other coaches, or we'd like to discuss different things. So,
Yep, for sure.
and this
But other
this
than that, we're
nation, we didn't
good.
put this the nation together, so we can give our expertise, for lack of a better term. We want to hear from what's worked from other coaches, and we're trying to learn also. So, we want this to be something that everyone can participate in. That we're receiving just as much as we're giving. So, where we see everyone, we see people subscribing. We're just asking for more participation. So, so, Coach, I think this is a good place to wrap up, and we are excited about starting back with a third season of the 3-on-3 Hoops Pod, and we're planning on have some more interviews, talking about 3-on-3 and how it benefits, all the benefits that we love about it, and also some more film breakdown. I know some people enjoyed that also, so just stay tuned. And Coach, you got any final words before we head out?
That's it.
That's it. That's all, folks. All right. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you when we see you. Peace.